Wendy asks, as it stands, how are rescue efforts moving in Afghanistan? The news coverage of the American citizens stuck there seems to have faded considerably.
Well, they continue. We're involved. I can't go into a lot of detail. I can tell you that we're trying to fundraise to fund some activities regarding cross-border operations in an undisclosed location, which I can't get into for operational reasons, operational security reasons. But there's still people there. There's kids from high schools in California still in there, for God's sake. So it continues. It's a travesty. We're saddled with having to be fairly quiet about how it's being done because of special mission unit retirees going forward, trying to find funds for immensely expensive rentals. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars per flight that have to be put together, plus paying all the different bribes to foreign, look, there's to go into a third nation, you got to bribe people pretty much. I mean, there are people in the government there want to be paid. I consider it bribery. Others consider it what is it? Transportation fees or something. I don't know which one.
Tolls and visa fees.
All these, carrying fees, consultation fees. That just it's all bribery. You got to get it done. So these things are not cheap. They're not easy. And it takes time, and it's going to probably be another month of getting people out of there before they're done. If you notice, nobody's coming out is being interviewed. And the reason they're not being interviewed is because they don't want to jeopardize those who are still in. So it's a very difficult position to say, help us. We've got a Give Butter site that we'll list here for people to go and donate to. I put it out several times. It's not cheap, and we're doing our best to get money together to help fund some of the camps and activities of folks coming out. So
I'll just say that there are people successfully being got out every day. Ones, twos, tens, small numbers, but a steady trickle. Two things interfere with that. The most important one is the US government, which is not helping, and in many ways, in many parts, actively interferes. They won't grant permits, visas, or whatever for people to travel from. We get, they're being got out of Afghanistan, they're being got to an intermediary country, and then what? And right. The US State Department is being particularly difficult with anybody who's been brought out by a non-State Department approved, and they won't approve an awful lot of things at the moment. So they are being an actual active block in the system, which is not what you expect when we are talking about still, as Tony says, Americans being rescued.
Yeah.
Never mind SIVs or green card holders or Afghan commandos who are at extreme risk. They're being murdered now in Afghanistan. It is happening. We are getting reports of that. And still, the government, the US government in particular, but they're not alone, other governments as well, are interfering in rescue efforts.
Right.
Afghanistan as a nation right now is, if you will, a basket case. They generate very little of their own electricity. This is just one minor example, and it's not that minor. Most of the electricity in Afghanistan, 70+%, comes in on power lines coming in out of Tajikistan and Uzbekistan, and the Afghan government pays for that electricity. It is on an absolute scale, from the perspective of the United States, not a lot of money. From the Afghan perspective, it is a huge amount of money, as they have no substantive foreign currency reserves to pay for that power. So as they look forward to the coming winter, and it's already getting cold in Afghanistan, they're wondering how they're going to have electricity in Kabul, never mind in some of the smaller cities. So as a result, no electricity, and also other issues such as access to basics types of food. The concern that is growing among the population of Afghanistan is that they're going to need a lot of help And so they're asking for more aid, which gets into an interesting consideration of, do we want to give the Taliban money? What that drives to, though, is that as these folks, as Tony just said, these folks who are smuggling folks out of the country in ones and twos and threes, they bump into, if you will, government officials who all can read the writing on the wall just as well as we can, who recognize that they need to start charging more money in order to protect themselves as things get scarcer and scarcer. So the costs start going up. And you can very easily imagine a situation here, roll a month forward, where we're still trickling out ones and twos, and the costs are going to be going up and up and up. So I would only say that if you have the wherewithal, I would highly encourage you to consider looking into some of these groups that are in fact getting folks out of the country or assisting.
And we're working with them. Look, I'm having a call with one of the groups later this week where we've already transferred a great deal of money to them to help them fund what they're doing. I'm getting updates literally every few minutes on what's going on. So we're involved.
Right. And that for the folks who are listening, consider if you can consider a little bit of money into the process, because money becomes the necessary grease to get some of these poor people out of the fire.
Can I just reinforce as well Pete's message about winter is coming? Winter is coming. Winter makes the mountain passes impassable.
Right.
If I can put it that way. That's one important factor in it. And if I may take another slap at the State Department, when is State going to tell us that every American is out of Afghanistan? Because they're supposed to be tracking these people.
Oh, they're tracking them. They're just not talking about it.
Exactly.
The good news is any money you send this effort will not go to putting a 90-year-old Canadian into space. I can guarantee that personally as the president of the center, that no money will go towards launching Canadians into space.
On that note,
but does that mean we're not going to boldly go?
No, he's going boldly.
Thank you for watching this clip of our Ask Us Anything session, part of our Thought to Action series presented by the London Center for Policy Research. If you'd like to see the full Ask Us Anything session, enjoy exclusive content you won't see anywhere else, as well as sneak previews, and to ask your own questions, please become a member of our Patreon page, patreon.com/thoughttoaction. Members will enjoy more exclusive in-depth conversations, as well as panel discussions, and live streams are coming. Once again, thank you for being with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and make your day an excellent one.